get up, you need to get up off your ass, boy. Get up, you need to get up off your ass, girl. Get up, you need to get up off your ass, boy. Get up, you need to get up off your ass, girl. Get up, you need to get up off your ass, boy. Get up, you need to get up off your ass, girl. Get up, you need to get up off your ass, boy. Get up. First things first, don't do this rap shit to stand out. My plan's about to minimize the folks holding their hands out. Whether you on the corner bumming all day at your man's house, relying on government funds.
Some shop talk involved today. Everybody give each other a clap for that. Everybody give a clap for that. Oh, you ain't gonna clap? All right, cool. All right, so today we have a very interesting interview with a person I call my cousin, which she is my cousin, a loved one, known her since I was little. But before we get started, I just want to say my thoughts and prayers go out to the 3 victims from the University of Virginia shooting. Junior wide receiver Lavelle Davis Jr. out of Dorchester, South Carolina. Junior wide receiver Devin Chandler out of Huntersville, North Carolina. And junior linebacker Deshaun Fern Perry, out of Miami, Florida. Not sure of the situation with that. I'm not going to indulge in that. I just want to give my thoughts and prayers out to that family. It's sad you send your kids to play sports and go to school to play sports and get an education, not to bring them home in a box. So, my thoughts and prayers go out to them. All right. My guest today, everybody know her in Manning, all surrounding areas in South Carolina, soon to be former House of Representative, Ms. Kimberly Johnson. How you doing, Kim?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, let's get to it.
Okay.
Let's get to it. November 8th. We're leading up to November 8th. We had early voting. Your campaign was strong. Your family's a pillar of the community. We always see you somewhere and doing some time activities dealing with the community, some functions. We all thought you was going to win, just by your contribution to the community. What went wrong?
At first, let me just say, if I can, I thank you for this opportunity. I've been asked to schedule a Facebook Live. I've been asked to do different interviews, and I haven't done so yet. But you and I have collaborated before on this same platform, so I thought it only right that we at least start here first. And I want to start with thanking you and this group for the opportunity that you provide, the very, very great topics that you allow us to discuss. And I want to thank the citizens, the constituents of the district you mentioned, 64, which is Clarendon and parts of Sumter County. And you asked me what went wrong. I still haven't found the answer to that. I've really not put much thought into it. I've been going around, I feel like, consoling others. I say I'm fine, and they're like, no, this isn't okay. But one thing that I've always said is you don't need a title to serve. And I continue to stand by that. And I have been encouraged, asked to not say, this is it for me. But I do want to say, politically, me serving in the elected office, this is it for me. What we found was that we needed a voice. We needed someone that could say elections have consequences and actually point it out, not be cliche. We needed someone that could be the voice and it not affect your job, your livelihood, your income. We needed someone that could say some things and it not cost you support. And I'm proud to say I'm that person now. Silent no more does not mean I am bitter, nor am I a sore loser. It means I am stepping into the role of being the voice that we've long needed in this community, in this district, anywhere you look. We used to joke on the campaign trail, and we would say, we have a lot of people that have a lot of things to lose. We need that. We need somebody that can put it on the line and not have to suffer consequences. And so when I fell on that sword November 8th and I got those election results, it was clear to me what my next role was going to be. And so you say what went wrong? We had a lot. This was what we call an off-year election. And if you break it down by party, what an off-year election means is you don't have a president, you don't have a senator, you don't have a sheriff that normally drives a high turnout. But in the state of South Carolina, heavily Republican, and I don't say that in a negative way, but when you have a governor, an incumbent governor on the ballot, when you have superintendent of education, that's going to drive turnout, either in your favor or against you. More specifically in this district, we had that, but we also had a tax increase on the ballot that wasn't popular, even if it was the right thing to do. And so when people turned out to make their voices heard on the governor, on the state superintendent of education, on if they wanted their taxes raised, which is how this was put out there, part of the misinformation, they spoke. And so I looked at boxes, precincts, all day on election day because I was off. And the heavily Democratic precincts didn't have lines. Regardless of what time you went up that day, you could just vote. The heavily Republican precincts, the lines were around the building. And so turnout is crucial. Every election, I don't care who's on the ballot or what's on the ballot, you have to come out and have your say. And that just did not happen on November 8th.
Wow. Anybody got any questions? Hugh.
Well, I don't have any questions, but I do have congratulations to you because you really made us proud because you didn't play the politic game. From my perspective, from what I've seen, you called it as you seen it. Even when it was unpopular and questions that we had coming in our forum of Shop Talk, you sat there and you answered those questions directly.
Thanks.
And a lot of people would have shied away from that.
Yeah.
A lot of people would have tried to, sugarcoat it a little bit to make it sound good for the audience, but you didn't do that. Every time I seen your speeches on Facebook, you came the same way. It was consistency throughout. And I'm proud to say that I knew you and that you represented us very well. So again, I congratulate you for what you did, but also for what you will do, because it's obvious that you are more than a conqueror. That you're going to do some great things, and I'll support you then.
We all support you. My question,
and we support you still.
My question to you, Kim, is like when I text you, sending you pretty much saying, I'm sorry for what happened, but you a beast to be in this political game. How did you and your family take some of the slander that was thrown at you guys during this campaign trail? I had to bite my tongue on certain things, man. I had to bite my tongue on certain things. I just couldn't. It got to the point I couldn't even look at it like that. I couldn't even look at it anymore. So how do you and your family handle that? Y'all some beasts. I'm gonna give you that. Y'all some beasts.
And shout out to my family.
It would have been some furniture moving for me.
Yeah. Shout out to my family because they've been my shoulder to lean on. They've been my sounding board. They've been the one that I could vent to. And I know it be real. I was only an elected official for 2 years, but I was the child of an elected official a great part of my life. When we were in school, my brother and I are 10 months apart. When we were in school, my dad was on the school board. That didn't mean you were guaranteed an A in the classroom. It didn't mean you would be chosen for all of the clubs. It meant you had to act and behave a certain way. And I think the relief I'm feeling now is, I don't know if anyone can imagine being in junior high or high school and the microscope, the scrutiny, how you were told by others how you had to act, how you had to speak. And so my dad has been doing this for so long. I knew one of us, myself, wanted it, and I know the other two wanted no party. So it's all about perspective. But to say how we handled the slander, I remember one conversation in particular, and I was in Columbia, and we were talking about funding for a new school. And I said to my dad, and you know, some other people that were in that meeting, I said, wait, we're putting the school where? And they told me where. And I looked around the table and I was trying to do the math, because the people in the room did not get the support or the votes from that area. And so we had our meeting, and on my way home, I kept thinking about that thing. And when I talked to my dad, I said, you know, here's what we have encountered being in public office. Here's the response. Are you sure you want to do this? And he said to me, Kim, it's not about the adults, their feelings, their politics. It's about the kids deserving a quality building to learn in. And from that moment, I knew we would stand by that decision, and we would fight just as hard for that funding as we would for anyone where we got great support. Mm-hmm. But the slander to me became disrespectful because it was personal. Although we were conditioned to handle it from being in it so long, there were just some days where I said, my hometown is not going to allow this. Someone's going to pull this young lady aside and say, this isn't what we do. Mm-hmm. You're doing it wrong. You don't attack school board members. You don't attack voter registration board members. You don't attack county councilmen. Now, no one is above the law. No one do you have to idolize, but respect is due everyone. And when I watched, and not only were the people not correcting or speaking out on the behavior, some of them were encouraging it. I said, okay, this race is going to be bigger than Kim. There's some lesson in this. And one day, God said to me specifically, anything that you're going to go through, think of Job. Nothing happens without me giving it permission. How you respond to it is how I'm going to know that you're in this for real. And all the people you said before, when you said you love God, when you said you trust him, it's not just when he's promoting you and putting you on platforms and giving you blessing upon blessing upon blessing. You got to see some so-called friends turn against you. You have to see people that you helped turn against you. And so the slander became personal because 11 years ago, in 2011, was the only time I stepped away from the campaign trail. I was campaigning for my dad, and my mom's mom died in April of 2011, dementia. My grandmother died, my dad's mother died October 2011, cancer. That's 2011. Plus 11 is 2022. I had to bury another dear friend who died of cancer. And then I had to learn of a schoolmate. And we'll talk about suicide and mental health, I hope, later. But I say that to say, you don't know what anyone is going through when you attack them. Mm-hmm. We talk about October, wear orange, and let's stamp out bullying. We talk about the importance of mental health, and if you need me, reach out. I watch people bully me for 8 months. And I watched the people that I thought would call, that I called to check on, I didn't hear from. And a lot of people I had not done anything for was like, sis, I'm checking on you. How are you? And so the slander became bearable because it strengthened me spiritually. Because I had to do some things and act a way that my flesh or the Kim before me would not have been able to respond to the way I did.
So let me stop you right there. Let's talk on that mental health aspect. With all this going on with the slander, doing the campaign trail, how did it affect your mental health?
Oh, it wasn't the best because it wasn't about me. I said, we go on Facebook and we trend and we say hashtags. The strongest people are the ones that don't reach out. I had to campaign and then go look at my face be plastered across social media. I had to go to church anniversary programs. The day after, I prayed not to let me cuss someone out. I had to go to community events. I had to go to community events the same day that I watched people patrol my neighborhood. You talking about mental health. I was the veteran on the ballot, and I had people driving through my neighborhood, large trucks with American flags on the back, mean mugging me as a threat for the very country I signed up to defend against that type behavior.
Wow.
And don't take my word for it. Ask my neighbors. When my neighbors would say, hey, are you home yet? And stay home. I built my house 12, 13 years ago. We never reached out like we did during this time. Never sold drugs, never dealt with a drug dealer, but mental health, when you have to pull into your garage with your gun in your lap and not get out of your car until the garage door has completely closed, you don't know what people are dealing with. It's more than just vote for me. And I've never seen this town, these people, I've never seen them allow an outsider, if I can, come in and take over the home court like that.
Wow.
And I believe had it taken me out, everyone would have said, wow, y'all, we gotta vote. We gotta pray for her. I wish I had known. How could you not know? We have the same friends on Facebook. And so I just ask, please don't do that to anyone else. We have great people currently in office, and we have great people that I hope offer themselves. Please don't make them have to be distracted with the nonsense and the background noise. Let them focus on the issue and come out and support them. But don't take them away from family they need to be with. Don't take them away from a good psyche, a good vibe, because that's not what this should be about.
So you mean to tell me, and I was telling a friend this a couple of days ago about how politics bring evil out of people. And I mean, at the end of the day, it is politics, guys. You still live your life. You still do what you got to do for yourself. At the end of the day, it's just politics. So you mean to tell me people in this community, our community, where you was born and raised in, basically threatening you, mean mugging you. You mean to tell me that's going on?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm telling you, this is not to play the victim. This is not to be a sole loser and say, woe is me, I lost the race. It's bigger than that. Yeah. I mean, when you tell kids, do the right thing, make great choices, watch who you hang with, the hand of one is hand of all. When you tell them that, you mean it. I will be 43 years old later this month, and the biggest scandal they could find on me was how much money they thought I was being overpaid.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so I took, there was some peace in, they didn't have anything juicy or any gossip, any scandal, because Lord knows they looked high and low. They left no rug unturned. I had friends and supporters who had their HR department called. Do you know your employee is supporting XYZ? Can you check and see if they're on Facebook during company time? Like, they literally came for people's livelihood. I had an ethics complaint filed against me, and it said that I did not file my economic disclosure since July. The last economic disclosure was from July 1 to October 19th. So to the average person, you're like, wow, she didn't file one since July. Ethics complaint, and I have a copy of it. It says that you cannot file an ethics complaint within 50 days of an election, but also this is unfounded and won't be recorded. But they took that and they went to the masses. They went to those that should have been better educated. They went to those that shouldn't have said, she's being paid what? And they said, hey, do you see this? But they didn't show that this was never any complaint, anything I did wrong.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I promise I ain't know any of this. All this is brand new.
Yo, Kim, you drink some stuff.
I'm
video's choppy
sorry
on this
you
end.
had to go through that, sis. For real. Now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me
You
get this
sound
right.
good. Back over, man. You sound like you were drinking some scotch. I'm
like-
sorry you had to go through that.
Yes.
So
You can hear
let me ask you this. Over the years, have you seen politics become more divisive? Because, I mean, for me, I'm not all desert product, but it seems to me like it's become almost kind of petty. It's like, I'm going to be against this just because you say it's for this, just because.
Yeah. You're absolutely spot on. My team asked me not to say, but I had actually said, let's identify someone that wants to run in 2 years. I said, guys, this next term is it for me, because it had become so divisive in Colombia, so much so back home, that if I said, let's plant a tree, wait a minute, a Democrat wants a tree, let's cut it down. Or if I said, let's do this, and someone said, wait a minute, you work with Republicans? No. And so it got to be that it wasn't even about the issues or the benefit of the area you represent, but the letter behind your name. And to that point, we had several elected officials, great people of South Carolina, Democrat and Republican, that did not seek re-election. And then we had some that lost their primary in June. Why? Because it became that divided. And so really, if I had won November 8th, I probably would have moved up 12 to 15 slots in seniority, at least 10, just because of who had decided not to run again, how many of those, and those who had lost their elections. And we traded all of that. I know people don't understand how this works, and I said it on my campaign trail. The committees I am on, a lot of freshmen don't get those, but I worked hard and earned the respect from Democrats and Republicans. Just because someone else wins the election doesn't mean they replace you on the committees. We start from scratch. Yeah, it was only 2 years, but that seniority is gone. We go back with someone brand new. And again, to your point, Victor, until people can stop thinking about the letter, the party, the race, the gender, the whole will suffer. I think in the Emmett Till movie, his mom said, the business of one of us had better become the business of all of us. Because if you make it about one individual, you're just not looking far enough down the road to see how it's going to impact the community, the district, and the state as a whole.
Jason, you got anything?
Jason, you're muted, man.
Jason, you got
Am I
anything?
unmuted now?
Yeah, there you go.
You know, I think United. I think people, you know, if it was Republican, they voted Republican. If they were Democrat, they voted Democrat. Instead of picking the best person for the job, and that happens all the time. And right now, in the United States, we are so divided; it's unbelievable. And the people that are suffering the most are or the middle class, and never the best person for the job. Sometimes I wish there was just no Democrat, Republican. It was just, hey, let's hire the best person that's going to make the best difference for all of us combined. Because I don't claim to be either. Sometimes I like this guy, sometimes I like that lady. You know, at the end of the day, it's awful. And what she said hits home because I do a lot of research and online reading, and you watch these politicians just destroy each other, destroy their families. I mean, come out of the woodworks with nonsense. You know, you don't get all the facts, you don't get all the evidence. It's just this little bit you get, and then all of a sudden they're a bad person, and all the facts aren't being laid out on the table. So for me, I wish everyone, you know, would vote with a heart, an open heart, and say, who do I think is going to do the best job? Not if they're a Democrat, not if they're a Republican, who's going to do the best job for the people? Because right now we are all suffering with the inflation. Yesterday, I went to get a great example. Yesterday, I went to Walmart to get ingredients for hot and sour soup. Well, I went to get a dozen of eggs. The last time I bought eggs, they were 99 cents. Because my wife does most of the shopping. $3.15 for a dozen. Like, that's absolutely ludicrous. We're 3 times that amount. So I appreciate anyone that's trying to do better for communities, for kids, for people, and like myself that, you know, just live on disability. Like, we struggle the hardest because we are on a set income and that's all we get. So I hope that, you know, things will change, but I don't see it anytime soon, just right. Based on this last election. You know, well, wave's coming. No, it's the blue wave. And at the end of the day, it's ridiculous. It really is. It is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, they're a Trumper. Oh, no. You know, I mean, okay, what are their values? I don't care if they supported Trump or they didn't. Who gives? Who wants to make the best for Americans, period? And it falls all the lowest level in our cities, towns, counties, and state. You know, come on. It's ridiculous already. Everybody has suffered enough over the past couple of years, and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And I think it's just going to get worse and worse because we are so divided and can't get on the same page. But if we all got on the same page, we weren't so divided, you know, America would fix itself because we're the strongest when we come together, not when we fall apart.
That's right.
Steve, you got anything? What about you?
I think Science trying to say something.
Say something. Son, you trying to say something?
I'm sorry.
Son, you can't understand. You sound like Charlie. And understand.
Yeah, I think you need to have your microphone maybe covered up with your clipboard. Yeah, you sound muffled.
You see everyone laughing at you, it just means you just sound like you're talking like you're drunk. Okay?
Do I sound better now?
Yes.
Glad to go. That's just me. I certainly wasn't drinking. But can you hear me now?
Go ahead, son.
Now.
I don't want to sound like I've been drinking. Do I sound any better?
Sound like the teacher, Charlie Brown. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was saying, I'm not clear. It's
Okay, nice and muffled.
You still sound like.
Yeah, I think your clipboard is covering. So they'll cover your microphone.
it might be. I'm trying to cover my clothes.
There you
How
go.
about now? How
There
about
we
now?
go. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
what I was gonna say was everybody saw what people were saying and putting out there in reference to Ms. Johnson. However, I was not aware of the extent that everything went. You know, only thing I can say, Kim, is you're a warrior woman.
Yeah.
I mean, it took a lot to put up with that or to take that. I'm like Ernest. I don't know if I could have. So kudos goes to you.
You.
Q.
All right.
Yes,
There you
sir.
go.
Can you hear me now?
You saying something
Yeah.
earlier.
All right.
Sound much better now.
Okay. Good. Because I ain't on no E and J and none of that. You did. Okay. But seriously though, Em, I consider you like not just some person that holds office, but a sister, you know, a friend, right? And I did not know about all of this.
Yeah.
My Facebook circle is real small. You know what I mean? So to hear this now is like throwing me back. And I'm sorry that you even had to endure all of that. Coming from somebody that has experience, you know, that in a different sphere. I feel for you. My heart goes out to you. I'm still praying for you because just because that's over don't mean that, and just because you made it through don't mean that you recover emotionally as quick as the situation is over. So just know, you know, my family is praying for you. The shop talk, we praying for you. We got your back. But if y'all couldn't hear me earlier, essentially what I said is I do congratulate you for everything, not only what you've done, but what I see that you're going to do. Because
Yeah.
you're more than a conqueror. You know, you have showed your valor in the midst of some serious, deplorable situations and that don't even can even really hold a candle to your flame. So I just thank you for having integrity, for always being a person of true character that always represents yourself with not only character but with honesty. The way you come across, if somebody takes that as being fictitious or dishonest or whatever, they don't know you. They not even keeping it real with themselves. They just trying to mask the fact that they just don't like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if they listen to you, they know that you are real, right? And I appreciate everything that you've done for our community, for our school board, and you know, I applaud you, and I actually just going in whatever way God leads you.
Thank you.
Kim, I got a question.
Okay, and
You're a
after
school board.
this, we got a viewer that wants to come on and make a comment.
You're on the school board, right?
I was.
You was, okay. Well, what's up with all these days off? Our kids got all these days out of school.
Let me repeat that. I was. I am no longer on the school board. But no, we are on a modified year-round calendar now. That's giving the kids what they need as far as the educational requirement in our state, but also giving our teachers, faculty, and staff what they need. And so I will say I am no longer on the school board, but that's the calendar that was voted on for this year.
I got you. All right, Vic, go ahead and bring the viewer on.
All right, let's bring one on. Oh, I saw that. I just put them both in. Wait. Let's give it a second.
You got a name for me?
Latoya. All right, Latoya, you are on. You can unmute your phone if you can hear us. There we go.
Hello, hello.
Shop
Hello.
talk.
Hello, you can hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Doing.
Let me mute this one. Hold 1 second.
I hear you.
So the first thing that I'd like to say is I have known Kim all my life.
Hold
Her
on,
uncle.
hold on, Latoya. You gotta introduce yourself first.
Yeah.
I am Latoya Pugh. I'm from Manning, South Carolina. I'm a natural native, and I
Okay.
grew up with the Johnson family. Kim's uncle Larry is my. I always call him my uncle. So I grew up with this family, from the grandmothers baking cakes and decorating homes and selling home interior and Avon sales,
Yeah.
to me and Kim playing basketball. She was a teammate.
Okay.
And what I can tell you that I know of Kim is the integrity and the grace that she walks in. She has done this her entire life. When she says that she grew up in this, she really did. And nothing that in no way, shape, or form that she has presented herself in such grace and integrity is a shock to me. She's walked this way her entire life, and it became offensive to me to find that people would speak against this that don't even know her. They don't even know her family or anything. When she said that she was groomed to walk in this and to be able to deal with certain things that occurred, she is absolutely correct. And everything that's been said so far, I agree with. They absolutely, the entire family, but I'm talking about Kim right now, absolutely want the best for our community and our people. And for someone to come in that I never even heard her name. I'm not a person that I don't get into too much political. I don't even watch TV. I read books. I know about history, and I have seen what Manning was, and I know what Manning is. And that is why I appreciate Kim, her walk, the Johnson family, period. And I just want to say, Kim, thank you so much for everything that you've done. The town that I left in 1997 and the town that I came back to in 2021, like, I can't even tell you how much different and how godly proud I was. Like, just this recent event where I was invited to do this little concert. When I came into the town and I saw the street shut off and the lights and everything, I was like, wow, Manny, and I'm just so godly proud. I don't want you to feel ashamed or in any sense, or that you didn't do everything that you could do. You, your dad, your entire family. When you talk about the school board, I know that firsthand. When she said her dad was on the school board when she was in school, I'm a little bit older. He was on the school board when I was in school, and the things that have transpired over the years is definitely y'all can still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The things that have transpired from that time to this, I am so godly proud of my hometown for that. And absolutely don't feel slighted about this small thing. It's a light affliction, as the Bible says. I know Kim loves God emphatically, and this is definitely not the end. All I can say is I'm just godly proud. It was definitely not even a burden for me to be here tonight. I just wanted to come in and speak to those things and what I heard about, because again, I don't do too much social media. I don't do news, but the things that I know that occurred are absolute ludicrous, absolute lies. She's walked in integrity her entire life, and that's even as a teenager, a little girl. because like I said, I'm a little older than her, and I've known her all my life, her entire family. And there's so much for her to do, not necessarily, in that position. And she said that she doesn't want to be in government or politics now, but it's okay because it's so much more for her to do. And because she's seen both sides of the spectrum, she's able to assist. And I believe that she has the heart that she's actually going to do it. We used to say back in the day, your word is your bond. She's proven that over and over again. And I had to post, she said, this ain't what we do. This ain't what we do. It's not. And I am, if you know anything about me, I write books, I sing, and I speak. So my voice, I feel, is my gift. And if I have the opportunity to stand and tell the truth, that's what God commanded me to do. And I'm definitely going to do that because I'm still with Kim. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you for this platform tonight and allowing me to speak. This is awesome. You go, girl.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, we have another viewer, Latasha. Is up next. Yep. I'm sorry if you can unmute your phone again.
Got Latasha.
Yeah.
Were you saying me?
No, another one.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep, hear you now.
I actually just joined in. I saw the post on social media, and I just joined in. As far as, of course, I'm Latasha Simon Miller. I'm no longer a resident of Clarendon County, and I now live in New Jersey. And I just wanted to share how proud I am of Kim and the walk that she had with this actual transition, or either, with the politics, what have you. My heart, I felt like, even though I'm no longer a part of Clarendon County, like I can't make a voice with a vote, but I can actually share my love for Kim in her walk. I've known Kim. She's a few years older than me, but however, I've known Kim for a long time. And anyone who knows Kim and knows her walk based on things that was said or what have you, we know that that's not Kim. And I wish you much success in whatever endeavors that you have coming up. So you know that me and my mom, we're proud of you. So I just want to let you know that we love you and just keep your head up. Oh, you want me to show my video? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
All right.
All right. It's good to see you. Thank
you.
Good
seeing you too.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank y'all.
You're welcome.
Okay. We got one more, Monica. And it'd be great if y'all could cam up while you're saying and asking. Monica, you're up next. Well, you're up now. Maybe. Oh, okay. Guess not. All right. That's all for the guests right now. Shop Talk crew, any questions, comments?
Well, Kim, you said that this is it for you in politics.
Yes, as me being in the elected office.
Okay. So what's next for you?
Right now, I am the assistant director for career and technical education. I really want to focus on helping my director expand the programs, the offerings. We have a great welding and health science and cosmetology, culinary, law enforcement, building and construction program. But we're going to reach out and get the pulse on the community and how we can expand it. We're trending towards gaming and different opportunities like that in our nation and state. And so we want to make sure that we have the opportunity for our students to be able to accomplish those things right here. And so that's where the majority of my attention is going to be right now.
Okay. What's the name of your opponent? What was her name again?
I don't mention my opponent much, but my opponent was Fawn Petalino.
Fawn Petalino. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And Petalino, you do have an invite to come on Shop Talk Live also. You know, we try to be fair. I'm not going to say anything until, you know, you take the invite. Like I say, Kim, you know, don't let this discourage you. Just sit on and pray about it. But we need people like you in office.
Yeah.
Let's fight again. Try it again. This time I saw the slander. I don't know about anybody else on Facebook. I saw it. My wife saw it. I didn't know that was going on with you personally, though. Honestly, I didn't know that. And just thinking about it is making me upset. So hopefully, if you do decide again to run, everybody come out stronger, do their research on the person they voting for, and do the due diligence and make the right decision instead of the popular vote or the vote thinking someone gonna do something for you, so you put them in office. That's all I have to say. Anybody got anything else to say? Nobody, T? Quentin? And like Kim, like Quentin said earlier, congratulations on you're gonna do bigger things regardless. I've known you since we was raised up together, grew up together. Our families know each other. I know you're gonna do great and awesome things, man. You got a strong family, a strong background. You know, we believe in you, we love you, and we just pray for you. This Shop Talk after hour. You got anything you want to say, Kim?
I'll just close out by saying we talked about what happened. And if I can just ask and beg of everyone that we not let that happen to anyone else. Representation matters. And we have some great people in office. And I'm going to tell you, yes, I think if Kevin Johnson wants to be senator, I think he should be. If Julia Nelson wants to be mayor, I think she should be. They are both great representatives of elected office that I think go above and beyond what the office requires. And so I am just going to be on every platform I can. I want you all to know that every single vote matters. And so please, let's get out and support these people. If there's any issue, any question you have, ask it now, because the campaign trail may be too late. And I'm just going to leave with one story. And that is, when I was on the campaign trail, you often hear people say, well, elected officials can do a better job in this, and elected officials should do more of this. Well, I think being in elected office is one of the hardest jobs that everyone thinks they can do better. But when you're in a boardroom, when you're in a meeting, you have to make a real-time decision based upon the information that's presented to you. And you have to go with that. And so I want you to know that when we select our elected officials, I had one person, more than one person, but this story is what I'll share, said to me that they were in a conversation and someone said that too much of their tax money, tax dollars, pay for my home in DC. And I thought to myself, well, surely they set that straight. And as we continued to talk, the person said to me, so tell me how much of our tax dollars pay for you to stay in DC. And so I said, well, I am a state representative. I go to Columbia. I'm not in DC. So 0 of your tax dollars pay for me to live in DC. And since we're talking, I don't have a home in Columbia. I come home to my home each day. And the very few occasions when there was a late night, like during budget time, that was a hotel stay. And so I say, yes, elected officials have their work cut out for them. Yes, there's always areas we can improve in, but voters, you have to do your due diligence. Some things that people say shouldn't even appeal to you. You should be able to correct it on the spot. And so not only should we turn out in droves as voters, we have to turn out as informed voters, because a House district is anywhere from the upper 38,000 to 41,000 people. And there's just no way one representative can reach everyone, but we all can reach each other together. So help us get this message out. The work begins now. In 2024, for the first time, we will have an elected school board. Quentin, my hat's off to you. You are a public school educator. I've watched you blaze the trail and accelerate, and I've watched you go back degree after degree. Please don't let anyone tell you you're not qualified. Don't let anyone tell you you make too much. We are cut out for this work. And if not for us, who's going to do it? So when these school board elections come up, don't you think about who's popular, who came to my church program, who said what about who. You better think about your child in that classroom. You better think about that faculty and staff that's being hired to teach them. And you choose great people to represent them and put your feelings out of it. And so always use what's the best interest of the people. How is this going to benefit us? Not that's too much of her, it's too much of them. Don't let that change anyone else. I can take this loss and I can take it publicly with no shame, as long as we don't repeat what happened this time. When these people beat me, then that emboldened them to say, now we can go after this seat and this seat and this seat. Don't stay silent. Don't let one side of the story be told. My shirt says, I won't be remembered as a woman who kept her mouth shut. Mm-hmm. I will tell you that when I was a young child, I didn't get spankings for breaking rules. All my spankings came from talking back. And now that voice that was once silenced.
Kevin and B spank you?
Back then they were called beatings, but he has an election coming up, so let me just use the word spank. It sounds better. Well, folks, please don't be silent anymore. If the good people stay on the sidelines and say nothing, then silence becomes consent. True version, if the facts aren't put out there, people are left to believe the version that is put out there. Silent no more. You are qualified. There is no amount of money that's too much when someone in that crowd pointed it out makes just as much as you do, or it's just not as qualified as you are. But do not let anyone make you second guess what you have to offer and what amount or what price tag they can put on that.
Word. Word. Anybody got anything else? Any viewers want to say anything, Vic?
Give you one more chance. Any viewers, Zoom link is in the chat. If you want to, you can come on in. Got about 1 more minute before we.
I ain't doing no talking on here. We need somebody to chime in. Let's go.
Now's the time.
Huh?
Doesn't look like anybody else want to come in. All I can say is click on like and subscribe.
It's me. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We hear you.
I just want to say amen and thank you. That's it.
Amen. Hey, Kim, we love you. Thank you for coming on. Miss Panalino, like I said, you got an offer to come on the show next week. I'm going to send you an invite once the show is done. Guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and watch, share, like, everything. The only way we can make this show more known, you guys got to put the work in and share.
Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead, Latoya.
Miss Pandolino, am I saying her name right?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I don't care about who won. It's what you are willing to do. The work that you want to put in. We need to hear about it. We need to know about it. We need to see it. And the proof is in the pudding. That's it. If you're in it for the betterment of the community, then we want to know about it so that we can support Republican, Democratic, Independent, whatever it is. It doesn't even matter. If you're in it for the betterment of our community, the community. I never knew anything about her, never heard her name or anything before this. In my mind, she don't even know anything about our community, but I don't care about that. If she's in it for the betterment of our community and for the people involved, I am for it. I want to hear about it. I want to know what's going on so that so that we can build some trust regardless of the party that's represented. And that's all I have to say.
Hey, that's why that's why I'm sending her the invite. Exactly why I'm sending her the invite. But like I say, guys, please subscribe, like, share this content. My interview with Kid and Ron G will be on tomorrow. And also Shop Talk, Battle of the Sexes will be on Sunday. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. See you on the next one. Peace.
Yo.
Still do this rap shit to stand out. My plans about to minimize the folks holding their hands out. Whether you on the corner bumming all day at your man's house, relying on government funds, crying cause they ran out. It's hard to believe you can receive when you ain't ran routes. When chasing the greed, most people bleed cause it don't pan out. It's time to proceed, so take heed to what your plans about, so you can grow seed.